Good day. My name is Nasa Herring. I am one of the school counselors here at Parkdale High School. I am here to talk with our current sophomores about selecting classes for the 2017-2018 school year. In front of you, you should have a goldenrod piece of paper that says Parkdale High School 2017-2018 registration, grade 11. On this form, the first thing I'd like for you to do is to print in your best handwriting your first name, middle initial, and last name. Please put your entire student ID number next, including the 3 zeros. A phone number for yourself in case the counselor needs to ask you any questions when trying to input your choices. After you have done that, I'd like for you to flip the paper over onto the back, and we're going to take a quick look at the graduation requirements. As current 10th graders, you're going to continue to build on the requirements you need to graduate. English says 4, so therefore next year you'll definitely take English. Everyone will select a social studies class. This year you probably took local, state, national government. Next year you'll be selecting world history. You have to take a third science, so if you've taken biology this year, next year you can take chemistry or environmental science, depending on the current grade that you have. The best thing to do is to ask your current science teacher what class might be most appropriate for you. Fine arts is the next requirement. You need 1 credit, so if you have taken 1 music class, that's all year, or 1 art class, that's full year, or 2 semester courses, you have met the requirements for fine art. If you'd like to take more fine art, please do. The next requirement is Foundations of Technology. If you have never registered for Foundations of Technology, please do so at this time. If you have taken Technology Solutions, that is a technology credit and will fulfill the same requirement as Foundations of Technology. Your personal fitness is a physical education course. Everyone must pass that course in order to get a diploma from the state of Maryland. The same as health. Everyone must pass that course, and just once, in order to get a diploma from the state of Maryland. Right below health, you see something that says completer, electives. In the middle of that sheet, the completers are listed there that we offer here at Parkdale High School. The top 2 are business completers. The next 2 are work study completers. Then there's child growth and development for students who are interested in teaching very young children. That is preschool up into 2nd grade. ProStart is a program for students interested in hospitality, culinary arts field. And that's for anyone who wants to work in hotel management or work as a chef, or work in advertising for food magazines. The next completer is world language. World language requires that you take 2 years of the same world language in order for it to fulfill this requirement. One example, French 1 and French 2, or Italian 1 and Italian 2. If you've taken the language in middle school, it's okay, please continue. Colleges are looking for students to have a minimum of 3 years of a language to show that they are fluent. But if the language is difficult for you at this time, please don't feel that you need to continue. Okay, we're going to turn this sheet over, and we're going to begin to select classes. English 11, there are several different choices there. If you're interested in taking English 11 honors, you need to ask your current teacher for approval. The teacher needs to initial next to honors. If you are a student with an IEP and you know who you are, your case manager should have met with you this year to let you know whether you are taking co-taught class or if you're taking a different class. Those of you who are interested in AP English Language Arts, hopefully you attended the AP night a few weeks ago and you and your parent were made aware of what the commitment will be, and you took home a contract and returned it to Miss Karen in room 106, office number 1. We're going to move on to math. If you are currently enrolled in algebra, geometry is your next course. If you are on algebra co-taught, geometry co-taught will be your next course unless you're told something different. Has passed geometry this year, but you didn't do very well in algebra or geometry, but you know you have to take 4 years of math. The next course in sequence would be financial algebra. If you did well in both algebra and geometry, the next math course would be algebra 2, and there are 2 there. Again, if you have an IEP and you know you're supposed to have a co-taught math class, you're going to check algebra 2 CT. If you were enrolled in Algebra 2 this year, the next course you would take, if you did very well, would be pre-calculus. Okay, that too is listed there. But if you're not ready for pre-calculus, but you did well in Algebra 2, there is another course there called Intro to Computer Science. That is an option, especially for those of you who want to go into the field of computer science. Excuse me, I need to bring up the document that I've been speaking about. I truly apologize for that. This form happens to be a Career Academy list of programs. It is a 2-page document for those students who know for sure they are interested in studying one of the programs that has an asterisk next to it. Okay, this is something you need to see your counselor about, but you also have an instructional sheet that will tell you exactly what you need to do in signing up for the classes online. I'm going to move this over. This is the actual registration form that we have been discussing. Okay, I'm having some technical difficulty. Hopefully we'll get it resolved in a minute. Okay, there we go. Okay, I'm not getting a full image right now, but the courses that we were just discussing are in these spaces, and you see a more broader picture on what you have in front of you. The next course that you will be selecting would be a science class. If you have taken biology this year and were successful and interested in chemistry, please choose that. Chemistry requires a lot more lab work than the other option, which is environmental science. If you took chemistry this year and are interested in going on to a 4-year college to study math or science, you would select physics this year as long as you have already completed Algebra 2, because there is a lot of math involved in the physics course. The next class is social studies. You would either select world history. That very first one is world history honors, even though the H is not listed there. The second one is general world history, and the third one is world history co-taught. And again, if you went to AP night and are interested in taking AP world history, it is listed there. You must be able to submit a contract that you and your parent have read and signed, and that contract goes to Miss Karen in room 106, office A. We've already talked about fine arts, but the way in which you select the fine arts, there are something called prerequisites, meaning you can take Art 1 without having to take a class before that. But if you wanted to take Art 2, you need to pass Art 1 first. If you wanted to take Drawing and Painting 1, you would have had to pass Art 1 first. If you wanted to take Ceramics 1, at this time, Art 1 is a prerequisite before you take ceramics. And with computer graphics, you have to have passed Art 1 in order to take computer graphics. So you see 2 half-credit courses there. Either one you can select, and neither has a prerequisite. Under business education, there's several classes there, but again, the best thing to do to decide which course you need to take is look on the back of this form under those first 2 business completers, and it tells you the sequence in which the courses are taken. Okay, so business communication and computer software app is taken first, and you could take that along with principles of business administration and management. Next, you will see English electives. These electives are full credit, which means they'll go all year long. And if you need further explanation, you could talk to your school counselor, or you can go online to the Prince George County website and look under high school course descriptions. Next, you have social studies electives. All of those courses are semester long, except for when you get down to the AP courses or student government. Again, if you need a further description of these classes, you can ask your counselor for the website, but on pgcps.org, there is you just put in the search window, high school course offerings. Now we come to music. If you've taken a year of art, you don't have to worry about a year of music. If you've taken a year of music and you want to continue because you are in the chorus, or you're in the band, or you're in the orchestra, please, by all means, continue to take music courses. If you don't like art, but you know you have to take a fine arts, please take half credit piano class or half credit music survey or full credit. You see physical education courses listed next. Again, if you have taken your personal fitness and health, those are the only requirements for graduation. But if you'd like to take more courses, you can take them if there is room in your schedule. Now, we have some of you in the classrooms who are in one of the academies. We have an Academy of Global Studies, and we have an Academy of Homeland Security and Military Science. On this paper, it tells you exactly which courses you will be enrolling in based on which program you're a part of. Again, if you have any questions, please see your counselor. I'd like for you to turn the page over at this time. You will see the world languages and what those options are. If you've never taken a world language, please make sure that you take one. But what you need to do is on the further to your right, it says alternates must list 4 credits. Okay, that means if I select Arabic 1 as a course, what will I take instead of Arabic 1 if I do not get selected for Arabic 1? So maybe I'll take Russian 1 or Italian 1. So we need an option for every course that is not English, math, science, or social studies. That very last section says family and consumer sciences. For those of you who are interested in the culinary arts, foods and technology 1 is the first course that you would take. Then you could go on to take international cuisine or ProStart, but those courses come later. If anyone is interested in interior design or sewing, Fashion 1 and 2 is a sewing class where you learn how to use the sewing machine. Interior design is a course where you are learning how to design offices, classrooms, the inside of a business, a grocery store. And child development 1 and 2, we've talked about that. That's for those of you interested in working with young children. If you've never taken child development 1, that is the first course you have to take. If you're interested in child development 2, you see it's 2 credits. That means you will be leaving the building to go to a preschool or a public school to work with very young children. So as you are filling this form out, it is necessary for you to list 4 alternates for the elective courses that you've chosen. It is also important that where it says student signature, that you sign your name right now and put today's date. You will take this home this evening to discuss it with your parent to get his or her signature, and then you will return it to the teacher. There's one other document that I'd like to share with you, and it has to do with the career academies. Selecting a course. Okay, well, I can't pull it up right now, but there is a half a sheet of paper that is, looks like this, okay? And on this paper, it gives you the instructions that you will need to follow in order to apply to plumbing program, electrician program. There are programs in culinary arts. There are barber, cosmetology, Cisco, for those of you who are serious about computers. So that sheet that I showed you earlier will list the programs, but this goldenrod sheet is what you will use at a computer here at school in order to apply to one of the Career Academy programs. I hope that this presentation has been helpful in having you fill out your registration form. If you have any questions, please contact your school counselor, and we will do our best to assist you in completing this registration form. And again, those of you interested in Career Academies, that is a separate online application that can only be completed on the PGCPS network. So you have to do it here at school. There is a copy of the programs in Spanish. It is also on gold paper for those of you who want to share the programs with your parents and your parents do not read English. Okay, have a good day.